a person who would be seeking immigrant post-conviction relief would be an immigrant who came here, eventually got a green card, but did not take that final step of getting citizenship. Then they were convicted of some type of crime that made them lose that lawful permanent resident status. That person hopefully might hear about the Seattle Clemency Project, they might hear about Northwest Immigrant Rights Project, and they would then come to us for help. Northwest Immigrant Rights Project and Seattle Clemency Project work together and review the case to see, is this a person who we could overturn somehow their conviction in a way that will help them gain legal status and be protected from this threat of deportation. SCP at that point will try to find volunteer attorneys to help with the post-conviction relief aspect of the case.
The Clemency Project came to us and said, this is the case we think we need to take now, or Soka may have to go. He may be deported, because Cambodia started to accept deportations, and the number of Cambodians deported had been increasing rapidly.
My name is Diney Suri Snow. I am a Khmer American multidisciplinary artist. I'm a mother, a wife, and a daughter of Khmer refugees. The Bam Jumbo is the blessing dance, and it's usually performed at the royal court in Cambodia. I feel very honored to be able to connect with the Seattle Clemency Project and give this offering of dance and blessings to the community and all the folks that the Seattle Clemency Project has worked with.
My name is Soka Thorne, and I am 48 years old, and I live in Seattle, Washington.
Soka's parents fled the Khmer Rouge. When his mother was pregnant with him, he was born in a refugee camp in Thailand. His father died at the refugee camp. His mother immigrated to the Seattle area. His mother remarried, but it was not an easy household for him. There was abuse.
I was 15 years old when I ran away from home in the 10th grade. I was like living on the streets, staying on people's couches, sleeping in stolen cars. Started hanging out with other kids that were just running the streets. And sometimes when you're running the streets, you kind of know what's right and wrong, but even if it's wrong, you'll still do it. When I was 18, I ended up spending about 5 years in prison. I wasn't a US citizen, so I got shipped off to immigration, and I spent about 18 months in immigration without a release date. That was 1998 to 99.
The immigration system, instead of recognizing that they've paid their dues, in fact re-detains them. And so they're punished twice for their actions. And this is a type of punishment that only happens to immigrants. It doesn't happen to anyone else.
So for 20-something years, I'm like going to immigration. 2006. When I went to go check into immigration, they locked me up for 6 months. The first time they did that, it was like terrifying, because you don't ever expect to like go to jail just for checking in. The day before I check in, I'd always like text my kids or ex-wife, my closest friends, says, hey man, this is where I'm going. If you guys don't hear from me, just know that this is what's happening. It's frightening, because then it's like, well, if I get deported, like who's gonna pick up the kids from school? Who's gonna do this? Who's gonna show up to work and handle this?
The Cambodian community is affected by the immigration policies. It's due to immigration status and them never taking the US citizenship test. It's disheartening and truly sad to witness our communities and folks within our families being so fearful of being detained just by the color of their skin and being at the wrong place at the wrong time. Most of these people have been here for most of their lives, and they've started families, created a whole life here, and it really tears apart lots of communities, lots of families.
SCP partner with local organizations, including CAGE, the Khmer Anti-Deportation and Advocacy Group.
In 2018, the Khmer Anti-Deportation and Advocacy Group, they're the ones that created the Facebook post about Cambodians getting deported. So I reached out to someone that was on the thread that started the paperwork of me trying to get my pardon and getting all my stuff vacated. I remember the first time I went to the Seattle Clemency Project, I was communicating with Louise. She interviewed me, and to be honest, I was crying in front of her. She was like, man, so you've been through all this stuff? He's like, We're gonna get you some help. And meeting with Henry, he's like, well, it could be done, but it's gonna be a process. Henry came up with like a game plan. He kind of charted it out. He's like, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. And I just like chipped away at the list. Seattle Clemency Project appointed David and Byron from Perkins Coie.
But you've got to prepare a case that shows that this person deserves to be pardoned. This person deserves to be forgiven of the past offense.
I'm having to like relive everything again, like, okay, why am I here at this pardon? And it's like, oh, it's because I did this, because I did that, And it's like, is that who I am? I had really buried it all. It brought a lot of things to the light, and it was an emotional toll. It healed a part of my life that probably needed some healing.
He grew up in the US. He served his sentence decades ago. And if you look at what he'd done to turn his life around, he was the quintessential example of rehabilitation. And to then turn around and deport him to a country that he'd never been to, it just would hurt his family and the community and the people who love him. He clearly would benefit from post-conviction relief.
During the 6 years that he worked for me, he took advantage of more training than any other associate. He went from an hourly installer to a salaried lead and a project manager. Soka ended up managing some very complicated projects for clients like Microsoft, Blue Origin, Peterson Sullivan, and more. From a business standpoint, I've never had an associate that was so driven to get better in all aspects of work. But even more impressive was Soka's commitment to being the best dad possible. Separating Soka from his family would be a travesty. As a provider, a caregiver, a mentor, and a cheerleader for his children, it would be an enormous loss to Levi, Ella, and Lily. It would also be a loss to so many others who look up to Soka as the American success story that he is.
One of my best moments in my career was when I got the phone call from the governor's office that they were going to grant the pardon. I must have found you, and I was like, yeah. We got it. And then we sent an email around to like this crew, and it was just like this instant chain of like cheering, and we called Soka, and we're like, hey, you got it. And yeah, that was a pretty great moment.
When I found out that I got the pardon, it was just like this veil was just lifted. I felt free. The whole room just got brighter. It was phenomenal.
You can't really do anything with the immigration side until you resolve the pardon issue. You've got to get the underlying offense forgiven. And so working with the immigration team, Henry would tell us, here's what we need to have happen for me to be able to reverse the deportation order.
So then what I have to do, typically, is file a motion in immigration court to try to reopen their old immigration order, and I ask the judge then to terminate their case. And of course, if that is successful, then by operation of law, their lawful permanent residence status is restored and they become a green card holder. And perhaps most importantly, they become eligible to become citizens of the United States.
Going to swear in to get my certificate to become a citizen, it was unreal. This whole time, 20 plus years, right? Checking in. Can't believe I made it. Now I live life without any restrictions. I get to spend time with my kids. I get to move my daughter into her dorm room. I started to acquire real estate. I bought my first home, on my own. Thank God for the Seattle Clemency Project and pulling this all together and getting all these organizations to help out with this.
All right.
Cool. Thanks, fellas.
Thanks,
man, it's good seeing you guys here. Give us some love, man. These are like the rock stars.
This stance, Rabam Jumpo, is a way of helping alleviate some pain that folks are feeling and allows them to envision a future where there are possibilities.
You can be a part of the change that pushes back against what's happening in our country right now. You can do things like talk to your local councilman about it, talk to your legislator about it, but you can also volunteer. If you speak another language, great, volunteer as an interpreter. If you're an attorney, think about volunteering with SCP or NERP. In the right circumstances, we can still get good outcomes.